All right, we are recording, or at least I'm pretty sure recording. Um, anyway, what you're looking at right now is a video that I'm making for the Gig Economics Facebook group. But more specifically, this is a quick little shout out to Mormo. Hey, we've already talked about this, so this should be old news for Mormo, but news for everybody in the group. Okay, so a little while ago, Mormo and I did an interview. You can see that posted on the Facebook page and the group. I did that today. Today's the 6th of August. Anyway, here at Gig Economics, we have been working very diligently to, you know, be a force for good. So it hasn't always been um, nonstop go, um, but it has been going. As you can see here, looking at our, it says remarket gig econ sub FB grab. Um, if if this looks alien to you, um, hang out in the group because you'll learn a lot about this, and I believe this is very valuable, um, especially if this seems like uh, alien stuff to you. Because if you're in business, if you're trying to um, just get a better station in life, you're going to want to learn stuff like this because it all has to do with advertising and it all has to do with um, target markets that may not seem like they're your target market, but with a little bit more research, hey, wow, this could very well be your target market. So, uh, again, I don't want to just dump a bunch of information into your brain that's not going to make sense. It just takes time. So that's why I'm being a little bit more deliberate and thorough with these videos, specifically in this group, because I do believe it'll help. So moving forward, in this video, I want to teach you how to take a YouTube video, any YouTube video at all, and not just get views to it, but get targeted views to it, like this, like your audience, like people who could eventually end up being on an email list or buying a product. But that's a little bit further down the road. You know nothing about these people as far as um, this particular content is concerned. So again, setting the framework for this education here in this video, I have recorded an interview with Mormo. You know him in the group, and he wants to sell his product, an excellent product, teaches people how to make money. And so I did an interview with him, and now I'm going to use Google AdWords to send more traffic to that video. And since I've gotten to know Mormo a little bit better, I feel I can direct general traffic towards his video of people who've never seen him before, but you know, like his style. And if they were introduced to him, they'd be like, "Hey, cool! I want to buy his product. I want to join his group. I want to something." Right. So the way to do this is, well, first of all, you need to have the actual let me see if I can do this in a cool way. No, I can't. So that's just going to detract. So basically, what we're going to do is we are going to start a new campaign. Now, there's lots of ways to do this. I know. This is just how I'm doing it. So if you're wondering, is this the way, like the unilateral way? No, this is how I'm choosing to do it right now to teach you something. Um, but just know, if you're wondering, is this like the way to do it for everything? And the answer is very much the opposite. No, there's no specific. This is how you do it. It's the exact opposite. You could do anything you want. So before you end up in Google AdWords at all, you got to know what you want to do. So please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Again, this is just a specific way of doing it. But if you have questions in the group, I am more than happy to continue this thread and teach more as we go. So as you can see, there's sales, leads, web. I'm just going to say create without goals. Whoa. Yeah, because again, I have a specific plan for this. But all of these tiles here are very valuable. I mean, I've been doing YouTube marketing since 2008. And if any of these things were available in 2008, I would see it as a godsend. But, you know, whatever. So again, please, if you see this video and then start tinkering around on AdWords, I encourage it, because the default system that they already have is pretty good. But there are tools out there that are available that could be even better. The tools that AdWords has is great, but just very rudimentary. And they have been building so many additional tools on top of it within AdWords. It can get very confusing. So if you're wondering if you should use any additional tools, I strongly recommend it, because the buck doesn't stop with AdWords, right? They don't know everything, and they only know so much about their own tools. So to that end, I'm going to choose this guy right here, which is video. Again, these are very, very simple steps. I just want to take extra time to give some education. So as you can see here, we're doing a custom video campaign, and that's it. But I wanted to just give a little bit of time so that your eyeballs can see some of the other options, because if you've never done AdWords before, you've never seen these before, and I feel it's valuable just to see what's going on. So continuing on. Sorry, it's things load slow. So while this is loading, I'll just recap a couple of things. I have interviewed Mormo, and he's talked a lot about the different information products that he has, the great teacher that he is, because as I talked to him, I could tell that he was skilled in education. He could teach people stuff. He had a unique way of doing it, which is, again, why we decided to come together in the first place, right? So here we are. We're just going to call it Mormo. All right, so bid strategy. Excuse me. There are a lot of ways that you can decide your bid strategy. This could be a video unto itself, but again, we're going specifically for the biggest bang for the buck to help Mormo. So I'm going to do max CPV, and I'm going to do daily. Just like that. Nice and simple, $5 a day, because you would be absolutely surprised, seriously surprised, with what $5 a day can do. I can go, in fact, really, if there's anybody who's like, wait a second, $5 a day, I could create entire courses, multiple courses, just on the concept of $5 a day in advertising. $5 a day could make you $1 million a year, $1 million a month. I can stand on that, even though I don't necessarily know how to prove it right this second. I bet you, if you said, oh, Zane, I challenge you, you think you can really do $1 million of business per year with just $5 a day in traffic? I answered this question to you right now. No, not right this second. But if you challenged me to continuously think about that day after day, how would I do this with $5 a day, and then also implement it? I would take that challenge and then also prove it to you over the next year. That's how sure I am of this concept, not even knowing all of the variables, just knowing what I know and how business works in the law of large numbers. If anybody challenged me to that, I'd just do it. So just putting that out there. All right. So as far as networks, I choose not to choose a video partner on the display network. That to me is just throwing traffic away, because again, I could go into this quite a bit, but I won't. Again, if you if you say, hey, could you make another video explaining why video partner on the display network is such a bad idea, I will. I absolutely will. But again, I'm just trying to keep this video short. But if you want any explanation, I will go into great lengths, and you'll learn something too. It's not just me like on a soapbox. I understand what the video partner on the display network is, and on the surface, hey, that sounds great, but overall, it's just for the purposes of what I want to do for Mormo. This is just throwing money away, and I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. So languages. This I'm going to choose. I'm going to switch from all languages to, come on, just English, because I speak English. The people in the video are speaking English. But to that end, if you know about the people who are going to be consuming the information and they speak a specific language, or you don't know what they speak, set that to all languages. But when I'm setting this up, I want to know, okay, me and Mormo speak English, and the people that I want to attract to this video, I also want them to speak English. If other, I mean, this doesn't mean only English speaking people will come to your video. All sorts of people are going to come to your video for all sorts of different reasons. This is just encouraging the highest probability of an audience that's going to take an action that you want. Right? Do you want them to come and be like, thumbs up, or hey, this is great? No, really, at least if you're watching this video in gig economics, you want somebody to go to your video and be like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And then click a link that you produced and then buy something, right? So again, you have to think about a lot of things as you create content, and then be ready to change that content as you get feedback that may tell you something different. I have coached and advised so many different people, and it's the weirdest thing when people get feedback that says that their content needs to change, but if they change the content, they'll make money. They don't want to change the content. They would much rather just find something else, and that's just, it's unwise. So to put a period at the end of this particular explanation, just think about the audience and atmosphere that you want to produce when people are coming to this particular piece of content. And that's one of the great things about AdWords, is that you can take new people that have never heard of what you do and introduce them to what you do, and you can have a structured funnel. Hey, yeah, we talk, there's a lot of talk about funnels in marketing. It can be done specifically through YouTube. So English, just stick with that. It's just easier to do. As far as locations go, I am going to choose United States and Canada for now. It's really, you should be going as far as you possibly can, but United States and Canada, to make this fast, that's the best way to do. There are tools that will allow you to specify countries and things like that can really drill down. But again, AdWords has limitations. That's all there is to it. So for now, brand new, if you're speaking English and your audience speaks English and all that other kind of stuff, and you don't know that much, but you're trying to get the most out of your dollar, just stick with the United States and Canada in the beginning, because very shortly you can expand that. And I'm fully planning on producing more videos to explain more of this. So moving on down. Inventory type. So again, this is one of those things, it's a meta question that you have to ask to yourself and then think about your audience. So your ad is going to show up all over YouTube, but YouTube is a big place and there's lots of stuff. Some of the content is basically produced by Puritans, and others you go, wow, how did they get away with uploading this on YouTube with 13-year-old children looking at this? So that's what this inventory type is. They're saying, okay, we're going to put ads on other people's videos and say, hey, check this out. So this section is saying people upload a lot of stuff. So you can have standard inventory, expanded inventory, and limited inventory. Again, this is really, it's meant to ask a meta question to stop and think, where is my ad going to be placed? And do I want that ad in the standard? And so when you look at it, repeated strong profanity, strong sexual content, violence, either real or dramatized. Now we're talking about some very, very broad terms. Very broad. Very, very broad. Like, we need to go into court and argue about this broad, right? So this is a judgment call. And the only reason why I'm taking any time for this is so that I can slow your brain down just a little bit and say, where would my ads be? And do I want this particular, like, hey, you should check this out. Again, it's a little bit meta, but you're thinking about the user experience and what they will see and what they will click on just before they land on your specific video. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And now we have additional settings. Now, something that I have already done, I've already made a couple of videos about how to do this, but one of the things that I have done is I have retargeted this video, just like I have retargeted every single other video that you've ever seen on YouTube that's on gig economics. Retargeting, you're in gig economics, so you've at least heard of retargeting and the awesomeness therein. Okay, so retargeting is something that I'm doing to make sure I understand the people inside the group, and so I can produce the best kind of content that pays us at gig economics, but then also gives you the best value, right? So here in the additional settings, what I like to do is, this is, again, how I get the biggest bang for my buck, right? So frequency capping, limit how many times that ad campaign shows up to the same user. So I'm going to cap impression frequency to, let's just do 10 impressions per month. Now, why would I do that? Again, this is just a guess. I'm not okay, I am an expert in the fact that I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not an expert in the fact that I know everything, because advertising is a moving target. It's always going to change. There were rules that I lived and worked by that just don't really exist anymore. And to explain it any further would just be wasting time in this video. So as far as impressions, I'm saying 10 impressions per month as a guess. Here's why. And please, if you have any suggestions or thoughts or anything, just let me know in the comments. So I'm doing this 10 impressions per month. So basically, I want this to be an in-display ad, just sort of out there. I don't want it, I honestly don't want it to be too attention-grabbing. I only want certain people to look at it. So if you look at the ad and you're like, meh, whatever, I don't care, because it's set on a $5 a day budget. Like this is less like hunting and more like farming. I want certain people to watch and also appreciate the video, subscribe, and then join the group. So if it's just somebody who's just looking at the video for like 5 seconds and like, meh, or they're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll subscribe, that's not really people I'm looking for. I want people to come in and start watching and be like, hey, yeah, Mormo's pretty cool, and the gig economics guys are pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this is something that I'm interested in, right? So I'm leveraging YouTube. Yeah, I want to get subscribers, But what I really want is I want to pull people into the gig economics Facebook group so we can show them really cool tools, uh, you know, things like I'm doing like right now. So I want the impression cap to be like, okay, you're going to get about 10 times per month, right? But if this ad doesn't grab you and you don't click on it, it's going to go away, right? Like that's the effect that I want. And if they don't click on it about 10 times, then it just disappears and they don't even think about it. It doesn't even matter. But that's the effect that I want. I don't want a bunch of people being like, hey, yeah, let's subscribe. Yes, that's nice. And thank you. And also thank you for views and comments. If they do that, that's great. But my intent is to pull people from the content they see on YouTube into the Facebook group. All right, enough about that. So moving on. Okay, so that was all the campaign stuff, and now we're getting into the ad group. Now, I'm going to be pushing through a lot. Please, if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to create more videos. This is very simple for me to do because I'm already doing it, right? So please, if you're watching this and you're like, excuse me, I have questions. Great. I'll answer the question in the next video of the thing I'm already doing. So if you have a question, please ask, because I'm just going to keep making these videos. So if you're around and want to know, there you go. So to that end, campaigns, ad groups, like the whole AdWords interface, actually the AdWords for video interface started in 2009 and has continuously changed, and I don't think will ever stop changing. So the person that's teaching you this information, Zane, has had to redefine a whole bunch of stuff within an already existing system, and it can be kind of confusing. So it used to just be you make a campaign and then that's it. But then they broke it down into ad groups and all sorts of stuff. So I am still in the process of learning this part. But really, beyond the campaign stuff that I just explained, the rest of this is pretty superfluous. It's just window dressing. It's checking boxes. There's really not a lot of creative energy that I can see that needs to go into this, unless somebody else wants to also teach me some stuff because I'm also learning. So, so the campaign is called Mormo, and this is the Zane Mormo chat. That's what we're going to call the ad group, right? Because beyond this, there's ways that you can test a whole bunch of variables within a campaign. So it's nice to have an ad group when you really pick up steam. I'm guessing, just guessing. Again, if there's anybody who has better suggestions of how to move through this, I would love to hear it. But I also believe that all of the rules are going to change and all of the names are going to change in like 6 months. So we'll see. All right. So next we have demographics. Now this is something I do think is important. So I'm going to do this and then I'm going to explain why. I'm going to uncheck everything that says unknown. So here's the thing with demographics. As far as YouTube is concerned, basically, if you're logged into the computer, if you're logged into YouTube, that's what this data looks at. So that means that YouTube is saying, yes, there is a person of this demographics that's logged into this computer when this is being viewed, right? Now, if you check unknown, they'll send traffic to people who don't have that data. But I believe this is important data to have for stuff in the future. So even if I'm not specifically looking, like if I don't know, like I don't know what my target market is, I check all these unknowns and then I work my marketing accordingly so that as I do, I can read the data later on from the reports because I specifically retargeted this video before I created the ad, so that all of the data that hits this video is actually being recorded because I put a retargeting pixel on the specific video before I even started the advertisement. All right. So if you have any questions about this, or you're like, wait, huh? Just let me know, because I plan on making more content that explains the reasons why. So feel free, if you have any questions, just let me know and I will produce that content, because I'm already planning on producing it. But if you have questions, I would love to get those questions, because it'll just make the education that much better. So moving on. Audiences. Now, this is something that I don't play around with right now because I don't know anything. But as you can see, what this populated, right? So these are all the retargeting lists, right? So you can see, similar to gig economics, all viewers lists. So, all right, cool. Let's do that one. So basically what I've done is a while ago, I have been using AdWords for video to send traffic to the channel, all for the purposes of getting people to come to the group and join the group. And hey, this is all great. So as I've been doing this, I've also been telling YouTube, track this data. So, and again, if this is confusing, this is stuff I did a while ago in anticipation for stuff now. So please let me know if you would like me to explain any further, because I can. It just might be a little disjointed, because you can't just automatically get a similar to list. You don't get that. This was some groundwork that was laid before, but basically over the last few months that we've been creating content on the YouTube channel of Gig Economics, I have also been retargeting all of that content and basically telling AdWords, hey, keep track of the data and let us know who's who, so that we can now use this right here, right? So this is saying that, this is now saying that it's gotten enough data from the content that was produced in the past. We have a pretty good idea of more people that would be interested in your channel. And I'm really glad I did that because now we can use technology to say, okay, this is the avatar that we think that we have created over the last couple of months. This is the content that we have produced, and we think it'll attract more people that will be interested in going to the Gig Economics Facebook group and joining. So that seems like a pretty good idea. I'm going to go ahead and add this into our audience list. So you can see how this sort of, well, at least in my mind, I can see this creating a sort of an avatar, right? Let's get down here. So to recap, I'm asking, hey, YouTube, I want to get a whole bunch of people to watch this video. But before you do, I have some stipulations, right? And it's pretty good, but like I said, there are lots of tools that can improve this. And what I'm hoping this video will do is other people will go, hey, you could probably do this, and Mormo could benefit in this way. Or at least that's what I'm hoping for, right? Because we could go into keywords and topics and all that other kind of stuff, but I think we've got a pretty, oh, right, yeah, we need to do the actual bid here. Personally, I do penny views with this little caveat. All right, so you see this here, it says right here, your maximum CPV, cost per view bid, is the highest amount you're willing to pay for someone to look at your video ad. So, and then down here it says your 1 cent bid will become 6 cents. So I'm going to pull this out here so your eyeballs can actually look at it. But really, it's saying, hey, you're going to bid a penny for this. Yeah. But if you want to be a little bit higher than everybody else for certain keywords or certain placement, you can say, hey, if this specific person comes along, I'm willing to pay upwards to 500% more. So you see my point? So for very simple math, you're saying, hey, cool. I don't want to pay more than a penny. Unless we have the perfect person who's just going to be like, this is a great video, and now I'm going to go over and join gig economics. Okay, if that person shows up, I'm willing to pay 6 cents per view, but only if they rush over to gig economics and join. That's pretty much it, right? So now we need, let's see. Let me see. I got to stop sharing for a second because I got to make sure. Oh, we're still recording. Oh, yes, we are still recording. Okay, good. Alrighty. Where are you, Mormo? Is this the one? Sorry, it should. I thought I had this up. Gig economics.
Steve here with Momentum Marketing Tips, and I'm going to do a quick review.
Nope. All right.
And
sorry. I need. Okay. And we are back to screen sharing in just a moment. Bam. Okay. Sorry about that. So now we need this guy. And we want this to be a video discovery ad. I was trying to get Mormo's face on there, but we got mine instead. All right. All right. Now we're just going to go very broad here. We're going to go gig economy. Now, again, that's only one little keyword chunk. I'm sure all of the all of the SEO people are, there's so many more. Yes, but for the effect of this lesson and for the effect of what I'm trying to do here, we're just going to do that, right? Wow, everything wants to go really, really, really slow right now. Come on. All right, did that work? All right, cool. Keywords, gig economy. So if people type gig or the word economy, because that's how I have it. There are other ways that you can put keywords into an advertising system. There are entire, like, a lot of courses. This is a very, very top level thing. Man, I wish Justin were here. So we're just doing keywords here. Topics, man, there's a lot we could do with topics, and there is an infinite number of things that we could do with placements, but I just, again, for the sake of what we're doing here, this is it. If you're like, but Zane, there's so much more you can do. I know, but only so much time. All right, so we got the bidding. We got all this. Okay. All right, now we're down to creating the video ad. And yeah, okay, so this is a 28-minute video. I guess if I really wanted to. Is it going to let me? No, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe I'll just do this. Okay, so I was saying, this is going to be kind of funny. Originally, I was saying, okay, so this will be the discovery ad. So anytime somebody types in the word gig or economy or any combination therein, they're going to see this ad. Now, we're not charged for them seeing the ad. We're only charged for them clicking on the ad, right? But that's a discovery ad. I decided in the middle of this explanation to switch things up a little bit. When I first started this, we were going to talk about a video discovery ad, but now you know what? This skippable in stream, I'm kind of liking this for other reasons. So here's what we need. I gotta stop sharing the screen again. 1 second. So we're gonna stop sharing, but we're still recording. Very cool. All right. Let's see. See if I can get to the place I need to be. Aha! There we go. Oh man, this is so slow. Ooh, okay. All right. Let's turn the screen share back on. This is all right. A little impromptu, but okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I've done here is, again, I've switched from video discovery to skippable in stream, right? So basically, someone's going to type gig or economy or gig economic, something like that, and they're going to find a different video. But before they watch this video, bam, they're going to see this video of me and Mormo just chatting about gig economics. But if the person is interested in, that kind of stuff, well, the framework of how we've branded this and stuff like that has a very compelling call to action, right? So that's the other reason why I've decided to switch to ooh, we've got a call to action. So I can add this call to action. Ooh, look at that. Bam. There we go. Now, okay, look at that. Look at that. We got the gig economics logo, gig economics. We got a Facebook group. All right. Headline. Join our ooh, there we go. Join the gig economy. Oh. Well, you see my point, right? Gig economy. Yeah, maybe make it a question. Join group. There we go. Perfect. And look at that. All right. So again, we're trying to get certain people. So certain people who are going on to the YouTube search engine and then searching for gig economy or something like that, right? They're starting their journey on the search engine and they're like, all right, gig economy, whatever. So those are the kind of people that I want to attract to gig economics, more people in because they're looking and we have something to offer, right? So it's my hopes that I can take somebody from within the group like Mormo and say, hey, Mormo, let's make money using gig economics to encourage other people to join gig economics. Let's use YouTube, let's use tools, let's use all this other kind of stuff. There you go. So I think we have a pretty slick setup. So auto generate using channel banner. Oh, right, yeah. So this right here is just saying that we could do a companion banner, but like I said, the gig economics branding of the channel itself, we spent a lot of time talking about it. Okay, maybe not a lot of time, but like it was intentional, right? So I don't need a custom banner because the branding already built into the YouTube channel and all the stuff that we decided a long time ago fits nicely in there. So I don't have to add anything custom. You can, and it can be very useful. And the last thing here, we're just going to give it a name, right? So like I said, it's the taxonomy of how you create a video ad has changed so much, as well as the very concept of what we see as an advertisement. I hope that didn't sound too meta, but you used to not have to do all this, and now you do. I'm just one of those people who remembered a time where you didn't have to do 90% of the stuff that we're doing right now. So, but it's a good thing. That's like, these are, it's not like, back, it used to be better. No. This is far better. Anyway, so we are going to call this Mormo Interview 01 and create campaign. The next screen is just going to be like, well, it's going to be the confirmation. It's going to explain in very short form what I just explained throughout this entire video. So there you go. If you're wondering, what are you talking about, Saint? This is the end result. And you wait more, and then here you go, right? Now I'm also recording the loading time here because I think it's important for people to know that, yeah, AdWords, it's a big resource hog. It's asking for a lot of bandwidth to perform actions. Just because, again, I could explain more, but anyway, it's a resource hog. Just be ready for that. And then here, when you actually get to it, be like, so my ad, it's not ready yet, right? So here's one last thing before we wrap this video. And again, I think it's important for you to see, wow, it takes a long time to load, because it does. It just does. I've tried lots of different computers, lots of different connections, and that's just the fact of the matter. Slow load. No, I don't want. Okay. All right. What I was trying to show you is A, it goes very slow, and B, just because you created the ad doesn't mean it's instantly going to work. It takes some time for a review. There we go. Right. So you see right here, it is under review. So to that end, I'm going to end this video and say thank you for watching, but there is more to come. I cannot wait.